Good afternoon, I am Precious Mzea Sakaleji. Welcome to Camnet TV Midday News, the headlines. President HH tasks authorities to recover public resources. More people turn up for COVID-19 vaccination amid new COVID-19 guidelines. Join me with the details after this commercial.
Team, the trajectory of the business looks very positive, and it looks like we'll be able to launch the
She has so much data.
Mom?
Yes, baby?
It says here, global warming and climate change is caused by the pollution from careless activities of human beings.
Wow!
Son, do you know I can turn my phone into a TV remote?
How's that possible?
It's so easy. Check this out.
Be smart, be fast with mega data from Zamtel. Get your 15 GB mobile data for only 100 kwacha, 30 GB mobile data for only 200 kwacha, and your 70 GB LTE data bundle with free Netflix, YouTube, Facebook, and WhatsApp. Visit our Facebook page, website, or service centers countrywide for more information. Zamtel, your digital lifestyle partner.
And now the media news in detail. A chief litigant on behalf of 3,523 government retirees of 1999 has expressed disappointment in the alleged interferences by the Secretary to the Cabinet in the case that is before the courts. In an exclusive interview with Camnet TV, Mr. Siachoke Simemeza said that all changes that has to be made on the ongoing case should follow legal procedures through the Attorney General to validate. Meanwhile, Mr. Simemeza has appealed to President Hakainde Hichilema to intervene in the matter and secure their money for those cases out of contention before the year ends. This is in a case of voluntary separation retirees of 1999.
In the case of the voluntary separation retirees of 1999, the issue has been persistent since 2002, where some of the cases have received their judgment while others still pending. Following a number of mitigation processes in the courts, a chief litigant on behalf of other 3,523 retirees has expressed disappointment in the operations of the Secretary to Cabinet in the case that is before the courts currently.
So our position in this case, we are appealing to Mr. Kangwa, the Secretary to the Cabinet, to do the correct thing and stop whatever he's doing. Let him come through the Attorney General to us through the lawyers. Those people that he is entertaining, we have verified the court records. There is no one who has pulled out, no one who has signed anything. It is illegal. If those people they have appointed a new lawyer, let them come through a court process which is the Attorney General and through their lawyers and our lawyers. Because should this continue, we shouldn't be blamed as retirees because we instruct our lawyers and hook out Mr. Kango, the Secretary to the Cabinet, with the contempt of court.
Meanwhile, Mr. Simemeza has appealed to President Hichilema to intervene in the matter and secure their monies for those cases that are out of contention before the end of the year 2021.
This case is out of contention. Our colleagues were paid about 17 million. So our request is this. As we are waiting for the budget in 2022, may we be paid something on 8%. May we be paid something, our money 4.7. From supplementary budgets. We know there are so much monies which are lying there, which needs to be recouped back to the Ministry of Finance at the end of this coming month. So out of your courtesy and out of sympathy, every day I'm burying my colleagues, not less than 2. In the province, the average is 5. Your Excellency, out of this appeal, consider paying us something before end of this year on these non-contentious issues. For these which are before courts, we have to wait. We have no objections.
Alex Shimba, Camnet News in Lusaka.
In other news, More people have responded to government's call over the COVID-19 vaccination. A check by Camnet TV at Kalingalinga Vaccination Center found a reasonable number of people queued up to take the jab. Meanwhile, Kalingalinga Clinic Outpatient Department OPD in charge, Naomi Mpande, says the facility has for the first time in a long time recorded a huge number, which she says is encouraging.
On the 28th of November 2021, government amplified measures aimed at preventing the COVID-19 fourth wave by, among other things, restricting unvaccinated persons from accessing government buildings. The UK, EU and US are among those who have imposed travel bans on Southern African countries. Omicron has been classed as a variant of concern. Earlier evidence suggests it has a higher infection risk. Minister of Health Silva Masebo announced the measures during a joint COVID-19 situation update where she stated that the measures will come into effect on November 30th, 2021.
Road border ports, sea entry points, and illegal entry points. 2. All travelers coming from high-risk countries will be quarantined for 10 days in designated.
The newly introduced restrictions have intrigued the demand for COVID-19 vaccines that has seen the residents of Lusaka's Kalingalinga Township turn out in numbers at Kalingalinga Health Post to get immunized.
Vaccine for COVID, especially this variant which has just emerged, the Macron variant, because at my workplace it is required that each and every employee gets that vaccine to prevent us further spread the same variant. It is a requirement now. It has become a requirement, and there is no way I can deny it, because I need to work and I need to stop the spread so I can save lives and save my life also.
I heard all the time on news, papers, TV news, we hear they're saying that please can you go ahead and vaccinate. So many people, even my family, they did it. I was the only one who didn't vaccinate. So I decided also to do it, because I was the only one in the family, my family.
And a lactating mother who has also been vaccinated has appealed to the mothers in the country to be proactive on health matters.
Vaccine breastfeeding agamba my doctors. Nanasi wanakapepa nipasa aka. Apenga je poala sisa. Vaccine itanza vambiri.
Meanwhile, the outpatient department in charge of Kalingalinga Clinic, Naomi Mpande, says the facility has since recorded the highest numbers of people getting vaccinated.
Announcement over the vaccine. There has been an overwhelming turnout for Kalingalinga. We have different people, different cadres flocking in. We are actually overwhelmed, and the response that we've been expecting for a long time, we've had that expectation met today. So far, the vaccines are available. Please, those that are not yet vaccinated, come through. We are ready for you, and we attend to your needs as you come in.
The minister further stated that travelers coming into Zambia will be quarantined for 10 days at their own cost, while local authorities and the Zambia police will continue with inspections on adherence to COVID-19 guidelines. Blessings Chakwila, Camnet News, Lusaka.
A governance activist, Sam Zulu, has called for concerted effort from stakeholders in order to put an end to the problem of land encroachment in Zambia. In an interview, Mr. Zulu has expressed concern over increasing widespread reports of this vice, including graveyards in some districts across the country. He adds that if not controlled, the problem of land encroachment has the potential to scare away investors.
Cases of land encroachment have been rife in Zambia, but reports of these illegalities alleged to have occurred during the previous regime have increased since the change of administration in August 2021. These reports include encroachment in communities on places meant for drainages, hence causing a possibility of floods to affected areas. Among other dangers, land encroachment blocks community roads, hence preventing access to some houses during catastrophes such as fires. The illegality has also been happening on public road reserves, railway lines, markets, and other public facilities. A governance activist, Mr. Sam Zulu, has called for a land audit in the whole country to ensure that all cases of land encroachment are detected and illegal structures demolished.
To find someone building a structure, a house for that matter, in a graveyard, it's unthinkable. Government should quickly move in. Law enforcement agencies should equally move in and deal with these issues, because there are so many cases apart from the encroachment. There is the issue of people allocating land that does not belong to them in the first place. That's the entry point they are allocating. It is at that point that the law enforcement agents should move in swiftly. Who are the people behind these allocations?
He says there is need for relevant stakeholders to step up to the task and ensure that sanity is restored, as it is being reported in some parts of the country that this illegality is even taking place at graveyards.
The government has a huge responsibility to engage stakeholders such as the Ministry of Transport and Communication, Ministry of Local Government and Housing, Ministry of Lands. All these should be brought on board and ensure that those that are found wanting are actually brought to book. The law must be seen to actually visit these individuals that have actually been involved from time immemorial in illegal activities of land encroachments.
The governance activist says if not managed, the situation has the potential of scaring away investors from the country. Zipporah Mshala, Camnet News, Lusaka.
Infrastructure, Housing and Urban Development Minister Charles Milupi has revealed that the Patriotic Front administration was constructing one low-cost housing unit in Chasefu District, Eastern Province at 1.5 million kwacha. Mr. Milupi said a contract worth 30 million kwacha was awarded for the construction of 20 low-cost housing, which in normal case would be constructed at an average amount of 4 million kwacha. The minister was speaking at a cabinet workshop for cabinet minister and permanent secretaries held in Lusaka Monday. Meanwhile, President Hakainde Hichilema has tasked relevant authorities to enforce measures that will recover public resources paid for undelivered goods and services to government.
Information made available by Minister of Infrastructure, Housing and Urban Development Charles Milupi has shown that the previous Patriotic Front government was constructing a single low-class housing unit in Chasefu District of Eastern Province at 1.5 million kwacha as opposed to 200,000 kwacha in normal terms.
The contract is for just over 30 million kwacha. These are low-cost houses, obviously averaging out at 1.5 million kwacha per one low-cost house. When you ask people and say, look, you and I know what a low-cost house is. It's a two-bedroom house with a roof on, iron roof on. If you are building it for yourself, how much will it cost? And they talk about 200,000 kwacha if it's expensive.
And President Hakainde Hichilema, who addressed ministers and permanent secretaries at the procurement workshop held in Lusaka Monday, says never again should such be allowed to occur in a country where resources meant to benefit the poor Zambians are pocketed in the bags of few selfish individuals.
Is leaking, ladies and gentlemen, ministers, permanent secretaries. It doesn't matter how much water we pour in this bucket. If the leakages are not sealed, we stand no chance to fill the bucket. We stand no chance to reconstruct this economy. Contracts were given to people who have never owned a shovel or a pick. They don't know how to construct roads. But some were paid 20% in advance. And they sit in that parliament making noise. Very courageous people. I'm sure in a genetic material they were made to have Dutch courage.
The president also says sanity must be restored in the procurement of fertilizers, fuel, infrastructure and the general procurements of goods in government. He has since tasked the relevant authorities to enforce measures that will recover public resources paid for undelivered goods and services to the government.
When I'm not a contractor, I'm a public officer, and I never delivered 5 kilometers, but I got paid. That's the money which we are flashing, which you saw before elections. And I can sit in that parliament and talk. I wouldn't say a word. I'll be so embarrassed. But since shame is not shared equally amongst us, God made us differently, we have to enforce measures to collect that money.
And the Auditor General took time to highlight the findings of the 2020 Auditor General's report, which showed a number of irregularities and has made collective recommendations. Prudence Jota, reporting for Camnet TV News.
That news item brings us to the end of Camnet TV Media News, but before we go, here are the headlines once again. President HH tasks authorities to recover public resources. More people turn up for vaccination amid new COVID-19 guidelines. Thank you for watching. I am Precious Mzeya Sakaleji. Remember to always wear your mask, avoid crowded places, wash your hands for at least 20 seconds, or use alcohol-based hand sanitizer. Remember, COVID is real. Get vaccinated, stay safe. Good afternoon.